I better be right saying that Duffy's playing. I definitely think that we need to bring Billy Sharp back into the team. Might as well just give me the England job now. Now this video is going to be a lot quicker than the QPR video, just simply because it's not 5 minutes of moaning. But before we get into it, I'm just going to show you a small clip from my last video.
And I personally am predicting a 2 or maybe 3-0 home win. I know that's not what anyone on Nick's channel is probably going to want to hear. I'll be somewhat mutual and say 2-0 instead.
Sorry, Hurston, I had to do it. I'll stop now, I promise. Okay, now I'll stop. So we didn't play amazingly, but we dug in, defended like kings, and came out with a 2-1 win. Might have lost on penalties in the last game, but let's just forget about that. It seems like every time we go back to basics, we always pull a win out of the hat. It seems like Wilder thinks it can't work with the old guard playing. When I say old guard, I obviously mean Sharp, Duffy, etc. But if it's working, why change it? He did the same thing last year. He brought in Wilson up front, he brought in Lundstrom, Leonard, Ricky Holmes, and just decides to play them all together, and it just did not work. And for the Leeds game, the game after at home, he brought Sharp back, he brought Duffy back, and Sharp scored and Duffy created. Just because other teams don't think that Duffy and Sharp are good enough for this division doesn't make it so, does it? I never thought I'd say this, but Stearman coming back in the team definitely gave us a boost. Maybe he is that experienced centre-back that we need, because Jack O'Connell and Egan are both 24 and 25, I believe. Basham is obviously a converted central midfielder. He's not an experienced centre-back, even though he's been brilliant for us. So maybe Steerdog is the guy that we need to shore that defence up. Anyway, on to the Norwich match. So Norwich have done a blaze. They haven't picked one win up yet, but they can't stop scoring. They've scored 5 goals in 2 games and they're still without a win. They drew against Birmingham and they lost 4-3 at home to West Brom at the weekend. However, that West Brom team is pretty special on paper. So the previous game at Bramley may have had a bit of a sour taste to it, because Norwich went 1-0 up. All they did for the rest of the game was waste time, chuck themselves on the floor, take an age to take goal kicks, corners, free kicks, throw-ins, and Chris Wilder wasn't very happy with them.
Get to the game on time and get the team sheets in, show the opposition manager and the opposition captain and the referee and the 4th official and the linesman and the assessor a little bit of respect. So that's my first one, 1/4 not there, on my own.
So when we played Norwich away at Carrow Road, we did the exact same thing. We went 2-0 up, they got one back, but for the rest of the game, we did the same thing. We were taking ages with throw-ins, corners, free kicks, you name it. And then this song was born. So yeah, it might not be the most friendliest of encounters. So Norwich have signed around 6 or 7 players. They've had some on frees, some on loans, but the main 3 players that they're expecting an impact from are Ben Marshall, ex-Pig, Emiliano Buendia from Getafe, and the one and only Jordan can't hit a barn door Rhodes, ex-Pig, except in the last game, but I could have put that one away. And then he missed the penalty, so who knows what's going to happen with Jordan Rhodes? I don't. So, with his record, you've got to say Jordan Rhodes is one of the dangerous players for them. They've got Tete, who's an absolute unit in the middle, and then they've got a winger called Hernandez, and at first, I thought they'd signed him from Hull, because he looked just like Abel Hernandez. I don't know if they're related, they could be, but they're both big, strong, quick lads. And in the last game, he looked so dangerous. I think he created every single chance for Norwich, including the penalty. So this team that I'm about to say could actually be completely different, because apparently some of the United players have been struck down by a bug. Now, I've heard Mark Duffy has been ill for a few days. Could be some more, so who knows who's going to start. But this is, if they're all fit, this is the team that I will be playing. So we're going to start in the net with the main man, Dean Henderson. He looks like he's a blade for life. So I'm opting to go for Ender Stevens at left wing back because he's played pretty much every game. And Wilder said that Keane Bryant is not match fit yet. Then we're going to move on to Kieran Freeman. Now Kieran Freeman has played the last few games as Bulldogs had a bit of an injury and he's been brilliant in each game. Obviously setting Sharp's goal up against QPR. Then I'm going to go completely back on my word and not include Stearman at centre back. I was going to put Basham at centre mid, but now we've signed Norwood, there's only one guy in there. So we've gone for Jack O'Connell at left centre back, we've gone for John Egan at central centre back, and we've gone for Bash as the other centre back. And starting in centre mid, we have got John Fleck, the greatest player of all time. Now next to him is a brand new member to the squad. He did miss a penalty in midweek, but we don't care about that, we wanted to be out of the cup anyway. It's Ollie Norwood, and apparently he had an absolute worldie of a game against Hull. Obviously we don't know whether Mark Duffy's going to be starting, but I'm going to put him in there anyway. And finally, we're going to start up front with Billy Sharp. Obviously, he's back in, he's scoring goals, he's probably going to score another against Norwich. Alongside him, we've got Leon Clark, because I think McGoldrick took a bit of a knock, but he needs a goal, doesn't he? Leon Clark needs a goal, because he's been terrible recently. Well, here we go. I'm going to get one right one of these days, but I'm going to go for 2-1. I'm going to go for 2-1. 3-1? No, 2-1. Let's stick with 2-1. I'm going to go for 2-1. Really because that guy Hernandez scares the living daylights out of me. So I've got a feeling he's going to either score one or he's going to make one. But I think Billy Sharp's going to get a couple of goals. Either that or one of the defenders is going to score from a corner. Mark my words. So thank you very much for watching it. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a like on it. And if you're new around here, please subscribe.